What's the path to the solution to scoring more on the road, do you think?
I think it's a lot of things. Obviously, you want to just take the straight skill of shooting. Like if you didn't have the ability to make shots, then how do you make shots at home? So you obviously do have it. We have guys on our team that we've taken because of that fact. Like when you make a decision to take somebody, there's a lot of factors that go into it. Sometimes it just breaks down. When guys have everything, it's really simple, but now you're trying to piece a team together, and a lot of what I try to piece a team through is your skill level and your competitive spirit. Do you play hard? So like other night, when you don't shoot the ball well and you don't play hard also, it's really discouraging because those are the two really main factors that I look at from a basketball standpoint when I'm evaluating somebody. You have to be able to play harder than your opponent, and then, the ball's got to go in the basket. Those are pretty obvious things. There's more to it than that. But those are two pretty important, pieces of the equation. So I liked our shot selection. I didn't think that was bad. I think part of not being able to make shots, especially layups, wide open threes, when you get that, it's never helped somebody's morale. You really have to test somebody's, mental toughness when you miss open shots or you miss layups to continue to play hard and do your job and fight somebody. Like you got to always fight, and we didn't have a good enough fight the other night to win. Now obviously our inability to make a shot didn't help either, but no matter if the ball's going in or not, you have to be competitive and try to beat the guy in front of you. And we just didn't have that, especially when shots went up. That was kind of part of it, was the fact that they out-rebounded us by 13. And, you have to be able to win a possession battle when you're struggling shooting the basketball. But kind of back to your question in terms of the actual shooting aspect of it, it really goes to a lot of things. It goes to passing. It goes to being ready to shoot. It goes to taking shots you practice. There's probably 5 or 6 shots that we took that, you just absolutely wouldn't take unless the shot clock horn's going off. And we're taking it and the shot clock horn's not going off. Like, whatever shots you take, those are shots you should practice every single day, unless you just get, stuck and get put into, a tough predicament at the end of the shot clock when somebody delivers the ball to you with 2 or 3 seconds. So, I think those areas are really important, but I also think the better you are offensively, the better you're going to be defensively, and vice versa. So you can help you can help yourself by doing other things, by rebounding, playing defense, and that's going to help you get into transition and do some things, because you got to be able to steal baskets. If you don't go to the free throw line, you can't make your layups, and you don't make threes, it's going to be a tough night for you. And we didn't get to the free throw line, but they didn't either. They found a way through their possessions and their hard play to get extra cracks at it. So when you play Butler and they beat you pretty soundly, and Kamar Baldwin gets 5, or you go to Illinois and you face them and they got good players, but their best player, Io, gets 6. As a coach, you like some of those things. You like the fact that you kept Illinois off the free throw line and they dominated the free throw line. You like the fact that their big guys are getting a bunch of offensive rebounds and collectively they get 1. And so you do some good things and you still get smacked. That sends a glaring signal about, kind of how you have struggled, with your offensive woes. And so those things have to get figured out, and we have to be able to make those corrections and simply be better in those areas. I don't think I should have to answer another question after that.
We have almost 4 minutes.
Yeah.
352.
352? Okay, we got another minute. Go ahead.
How beneficial would it be to be able to establish, like, Travion and Matt early on in the game?
Yeah.
At least give yourself a baseline of somewhere you can
No
go.
question. So, we run the first play to try to get the ball to Matt and try to get to Travion, and we don't hit Matt, and then we go the wrong direction, and we don't go to Travion. So, as a coach, you're trying to get those things established. And, we have to do a better job of getting them the basketball, got to do a better job of executing, but they also got to do a better job of making themselves available. You can get an offensive rebound and put it back in. You can sprint the floor and outrun people and get a layup. Your effort and your hustle can also generate a lot of good things for your team. And, so those guys got to do their job. I think when that gets said, a lot of times you want to put it on the perimeter guys. Like the coaches aren't going to you, or the perimeter guys aren't throwing it to you. You got to carry your own weight. And you got to do the things necessary to put yourself in the most advantageous positions that you can.
You tell us about Michigan. What's made them good this year?
Well, obviously, they had a really good non-conference. They had some quality wins, good players. Coach Howard's done a very good job with this team. It's tough an adjustment. Anytime you start a program and you come back, but a good place to start is a freshman and a center and a point guard that are very experienced, that are seniors. Teskey and Simpson are two really good players for them. They're going through a little bit of adjustment because they don't have Livers, who's a good player, good two-way player for them. Brooks' ability to make shots and give them experience and use his quickness. So they've done a really good job. Obviously, they've had a couple losses here in the last couple weeks, but everybody else has too. It's just one of those things where you get into kind of the dog days. But they're going to be tough to beat. We obviously play them home and away this year, and have to do a good job of trying to bottle up Teskey inside and try to bottle up Simpson. Simpson really had his way with us last year, and did a great job of breaking us down and creating for himself and creating for his teammates.